Tell me, Kevin, how much do you make a year? My annual income is $10,000. Only $10,000. It's unbelievable to earn only $10,000 these days. Guess it can't be helped since you're a middle school dropout. I couldn't stand the contemptuous attitude of this jerk at the reunion. However, just then, a man appeared, leading to a surprising conclusion. My name is Kevin, and I don't have a mother. When I was in the 3rd grade, she divorced my father and left home. I haven't seen her since. After my mother left, it has always been just my father and me. My father used to run a small printing shop. It seemed to be doing well when my mother first joined our family, but with the advent of digitalization, the demand for printing decreased drastically, and the business quickly declined. My mother suggested selling the print shop and starting over, but my father refused to agree. That led to their divorce. I still remember the last words my mother said to me before she left. "Hey Kevin, why don't you come and live with me?" "No, I want to stay with Dad." It wasn't that my mother abandoned me. I chose to abandon her. Because I loved my father so much. He was a sincere and earnest man. I think he wasn't cut out for running a printing business due to his clumsy way of life. But I loved how he worked silently, without a single complaint. He would meticulously complete even the smallest orders, with little profit. There were people who defaulted on their printing payments, but even then, he would say, they must be really strapped for cash. It's fine as long as they pay when they can afford it, without getting angry. I think my mother grew tired of such a good-natured father. One day, I asked my dad a question. "Dad, isn't it bad when people don't pay for their printing? Why don't you report them to the police?" "Listen, Kevin, there's no one who is inherently bad. Everyone has their circumstances, and they feel sorry in their hearts. Really, if you start doubting people, it's the end. Isn't life all about valuing the connections with others? Don't forget that." The print shop's business became increasingly difficult, to the point where we couldn't afford employees, and in the end, it was just my father trying to keep it afloat. Sometimes when we got a big order, I, still a grade schooler, would help out all night. Going to school after an all-nighter, my classmates would laugh at me. I hadn't realized there was ink on my face. When I tried to wipe it off in a hurry, it smeared all over, and they laughed even harder. However, there was one girl who wiped the ink off with her wet handkerchief. "Thanks, but now your handkerchief is dirty." "It's fine. It's impressive that you were helping out with work all night. I'll wash this handkerchief and return it to you." The next day, I took the washed handkerchief to school, but that girl had moved away. I still cherish that handkerchief. When things get tough, I look at it and muster my strength. In middle school, the harassment from my classmates intensified. Since my father's print shop was on the brink of bankruptcy, I couldn't afford proper clothes or school supplies. My school uniform and textbooks were all hand-me-downs from my cousin, and they were in tatters. Harry was the one who led the harassment against me. Ever since elementary school, he has been a coward who looked down on me and mocked me. Kevin's French dictionary is all tattered. I need to blow my nose. I'll take a page. He suddenly tore a page from my dictionary and blew his nose with it. Then, finding it amusing, the other classmates started tearing pages too, and in the end my dictionary was thrown in the trash can. It was an important dictionary to me since I loved French, so I got angry and lashed out at Harry. Harry, being cowardly and weak in fights, quickly sought help from his friends. They ganged up on me and pinned me to the floor. While grinning, Harry placed his foot on my stomach and spat in my face, saying, "Don't you ever defy me again, you poor loser." Seeing me return home in tears, my father said nothing. He just told me, "Kevin, in any kind of world, there's always at least one a lie. Don't forget that. There's no one on my side. No way there is. There's one, yourself. No matter how tough it gets, you're always your own ally. Even if the whole world is against me, I have one ally myself. As long as I don't forget that, I can keep going. That night, I picked up a French dictionary discarded in a corner of the printing shop. It was a dictionary discarded due to a printing error. From the next day, I started studying French with that dictionary. My French grades improved quickly, and during classes, the teacher praised my pronunciation. Then, Harry mocked me. It's pointless for a poor guy who's going to drop out of middle school to speak French, planning to go work in France or something, as if any company would hire someone like you. You'll just end up working at your dad's failing print shop. The harassment from my classmates continued until I graduated from middle school. And after graduation, I ended up working at my father's factory, just as they said. It wasn't that no one would hire me. I wanted to work with my father. Kevin, don't work at my factory, at least finish high school. My dad advised me, encouraging me to continue my education, but I wanted to revive the print shop. I needed to start working on site as soon as possible for that. So I worked hard at the nearly failing print shop. I managed the printing jobs differently from how my father had done. Then, one day, years later, I received a notice about an elementary school reunion. I had no intention of attending, but there was one person I wanted to meet. She was the girl who wiped my face with her handkerchief that day in elementary school when I came to school with ink on my face after helping my dad all night. She had transferred away, but I washed her handkerchief carefully and have cherished it ever since. I want to return the handkerchief to her and thank her for that time. For that reason alone, I attended the reunion. But the girl I was looking for wasn't there. Not wanting to talk to the classmates who had made fun of me, I was about to leave when Harry, the bully, blocked my path. Hey, if it isn't Kevin, showing your face at the reunion, as dumb as ever. Noticing me, my classmates gathered around and started to harass me like before. Good for you, getting a job right after middle school. You even got to wear a proper suit. This looks like a second-hand suit, doesn't it? Smells a bit too. As I tried to leave, ignoring them, Harry grabbed my shoulder to stop me. Don't get so worked up. Hey, I work in the PR department of a major electronics manufacturer. Should I place an order with your print shop? I stayed silent, knowing it was just to tease me. Then he said, if you want work, just ask. We're classmates, after all. Go on and beg. I'll give you a job. The classmates, finding it amusing, clapped their hands and chanted loudly, beg, beg, beg. The reunion seemed like nothing more than a gathering to harass me. But the Kevin of elementary school and the Kevin of today are different. I stood tall and replied to Harry. Thanks, but I don't do printing work anymore. Sorry. Did your print shop already go under? At Harry's words, the classmates burst into laughter. And that's when it happened. Hey everyone, we're meeting after 10 years, so let's stop this mean harassment. I turned around and was surprised. There she was, the girl who had been kind to me back then. Her name was Sophia. She was popular in our elementary school, but now as an adult, she had become even more attractive. Harry, reprimanded by Sophia, quickly changed his attitude, trying to impress her. It's not harassment. We're all just sharing our salaries since we all work at good companies. He explained, sounding triumphant. I work for a major electronics manufacturer, so my annual income is $100,000. What's yours, Kevin? Not wanting to answer his silly question, I stayed silent until he insisted. Come on, Kevin. How much do you make a year? Reluctantly, I answered. My income is $10,000. Harry cut me off, dramatically feigning shock. Only $10,000. It's unbelievable to earn only $10,000 these days. Well, I guess it's expected for a middle school dropout. I can lend you some money if you need it." Seeing my trolled face, Sophia intervened. "Salary doesn't matter. We're here for a reunion, so let's enjoy ourselves." Just then, a man in a uniform and cap entered the room and called my name. "Kevin, is the President Kevin here?" All my classmates turned to look at the man. He was my personal chauffeur. When he found me, he said, "President Harrison, please return to the headquarters immediately. A delegation from New York has arrived." "Understood. Let's go." Harry, dumbfounded, confronted my chauffeur. "Kevin is a president, a delegation from New York. Stop joking. A middle school dropout making only $10,000 a year. Excuse me, but President Harrison's annual income is not $10,000, but $10 million. The chauffeur corrected. "Wait, $10 million. It easily surpasses $10 million a year." As I got into the luxury car waiting outside, Harry's screams could be heard from the building's windows. "I can't believe it. That's a luxury Mercedes." I then headed back to the headquarters. I later heard that Harry collapsed on the spot after seeing the luxury Mercedes. He was shocked to find out through his cell phone that my printing company had expanded overseas with specialized printing technology. At the after-party, he drank excessively and made a scene, causing his classmates to lose patience with him. I thought it was his just desserts, but I didn't scorn him. I felt pity for such a pitiable person. Later, I heard that Harry was fired from the major electronics manufacturer. The reasons were unclear, but probably due to some underhanded tactics he employed. My proficiency in French allowed me to gather foreign ID information diligently, which I used to develop a unique printing technology. It quickly became popular, attracting numerous orders from abroad. Within half a year, I turned around the almost bankrupt print shop, and now we even have a separate headquarters building apart from the factory. I'm the president, but the chairman is my father. He's the real hero for keeping the print shop going. A few days later, I met Sophia again and was able to return the cherished handkerchief. Thank you for keeping it so carefully all this time. This handkerchief supported me. My dad said we always have one ally in this world ourselves, but I had another ally, this handkerchief. Sophia smiled happily and made a proposal. Actually, I also came from a poor background and dropped out of high school, but I worked hard and started my own company. Would you like to collaborate on developing a new product? Sophia had started a home renovation company. She wondered if my company's printing technology could be used on a new wallpaper material she had developed. Sure, I'll help. Let's explore new possibilities together. Thank you, let's work hard together. Sophia and I, having hit it off well, exchanged ideas daily, and after much trial and error, finally completed a new kind of wallpaper. Thus, our joint venture progressed smoothly, and Sophia and I began dating in our personal lives as well. Our catchphrase was always the same. Being poor is really the secret to success, isn't it? It's because we're poor that we can strive so hard. I cherish the connection I have with Sophia and plan to continue doing so. Probably, we'll be married in a year. Life is all about valuing connections with others, isn't it? Remembering my father's words, I vowed to keep striving forward,